Okay, the chord voicings we will use will primarily be 3-note voicings rooted on the 6th string and rooted on the 5th string. And those 3-note voicings will consist of a root, 5th, and 7th. The major chord, I'm building this on C, will look like this, C major. And this is root, 7, 3rd, dominant 7, root, flat 7, 3rd. That's a C dominant 7. And lower the 3rd of that structure, and you have C minor 7. Now the minor 7 will function for both minor 7 and minor 7 flat 5 chords. So, the 5th string rooted chords will be shaped like this. I'll root these on F, and a major 7 chord for starters. Root, 3rd, and 7. We lower the 7. Becomes F dominant 7, lower the 3rd here, and we now have F minor 7. So you'll see those used in combinations, and oftentimes your root movement will do this: root, 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 and so forth. So a 2, 5, 1 in C, we would start on D to G to C. D minor 7 is our 2 chord, G7, C. Now oftentimes whenever you have 2 measures of a 1 chord, you might see the major 7 converted by lowering the 7th a whole step to 6. Major 7, major 6. Kind of creates the sound of motion, although there is no motion. So 2 chord, 5, 1. Now, rooted on the 5th string, our 2 chord here will now play in the key of F. G minor, C7, F. G minor, C7, and F. And we do the same thing here, lower the 7th, and we have a 6. So 2, 5, 1, 1. Now, another thing that happens frequently is when we have a 5th string rooted chord like 2 going to 5 in C major, this 5 chord with G as the root, you can also play the 5th of the chord on bottom, which happens to be same fret, just the 6th string. So now we have even less motion when we change chords, because this note is the bass note for both 2 and 5. And 1. So that progression again, 2, 5, 1. Now we can do the same thing for the G minor, C7, F progression that we played a minute ago. And rather than playing the root on bottom of our G chord, play the 5th on bottom. So we have 2, 5. Now our 1 chord, likewise, we can play the C as the bass note. 2, 5, and 1. Now we'll assume that a bass player is going to play those chord roots below our voicings, effectively making them root position chords.